Court is back in session. Next case is Rebecca Jean Brown, cause number 331851 and cause number 322055. Both cases are style of State of Texas versus Rebecca Jean Brown. And again, Ms. Brown, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. And Ms. Brown, you're represented by your attorney, Attorney Tom Burbank. Attorney Burbank, how are you doing?
Doing fine.
That's good. Ms. Brown, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Brown, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? You may put your hand down. Ms. Brown, in cause number 331851, I have before me an information that has been filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. And this information alleges that on or about April 27 of 2017, hold on a minute. I had a language in there. Need the right. Mr. Burbank, I wrote in a paragraph here, I noticed that this case was filed, well, the offense date is April 27th of 2017, and that this case was refiled March 28 of 2022. And so I have a paragraph here stating that you could read that the defendant is waived.
Statute of limitations.
Yeah, for forfeiting the statute of limitation defense.
Yeah, we agree to waive any harm for the statute.
Okay. Let's see. Yes, Brown.
And that's in lieu of the dismissal
Yeah.
in the DWI.
Okay. Make sure she put her initials. I put my initials. I wrote it. Put y'all initials by that paragraph. Dated it.
She has initial, so have I, Judge.
Okay, thank you. All right. Okay. Court is, we back in session in cause number 331851, State of Texas versus Rebecca Jean Brown. Ms. Brown has previously been sworn in. Ms. Brown, I have before me an information in this case that has been filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. The information alleges that on or about April 27 of 2017, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed to Class B misdemeanor offense of reckless driving. Ms. Brown, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Ms. Brown, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Brown, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, there are two sets of initials. One set of initials that has your initials and your attorney initials on a line next to a box that's checked nola contendere. Ms. Brown, are these your initials?
Yes.
And the next set of initials is below a paragraph that is titled Forfeiture Statute of Limitations Defense. And Ms. Brown, there's my initials, your attorney's initials, and are these your initials?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Brown, on page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is that your signature? On the next document, which is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature above the line that's titled Defendant? There are two boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to an appeal. Do you understand that? And Ms. Brown, I also have another document before me. This document is titled Trial Court Certification. Ms. Brown, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Brown, before you signed and initialed all of these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes.
And did you read the documents?
Yes.
And did you understand what you read?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Ms. Brown, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
State, I have before me states exhibits number 1 and 2. State, you like to offer states 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objections to states 1 and 2.
Okay, no objections. States exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Burbank, you've advised and counsel Ms. Brown. Is there any evidence that she's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Brown, the attorney, Mr. Burbank, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Ms. Brown, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
Your Honor, the agreement is for 30 days in jail, probated over a term of 1 year, 20 hours of community service, a $200 fine, DWI classes, and drug and alcohol assessments.
Ms. Brown, the state is offering that you serve 30 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail on this case because you'll be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $200 plus court costs of $492, which comes to a total of fine and court costs of $692. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a year analysis fee of $15 each month. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you'll be required to pay each month while you're on probation, is $140 per month. Ms. Brown, will you be able to pay the $140 each month?
Yes.
You will also be required to perform 20 hours of community service. But you must attend and complete a DWI education class as a condition of your probation. And you'll be required to have a drug and alcohol assessment. And state, will you be dismissing cause number 322055?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct. Thank you.
And the state will also be dismissing cause number 322055. And you will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. Ms. Brown, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Brown, I will follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Ms. Brown, you can stand on the X in front of our court clerk and follow her directions. And once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you.
And Mr. Burbank, you have any other cases?
No,
Okay, Mr. Burbank, once you finish signing the probation, the form, you'll be free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
thank you. You too.
All right, Ms. Brown, I'm gonna go ahead and get your right thumbprint on that right, please. Okay, lift it back up and place it down gently. And lift your thumb. Okay, Ms. Brown, now I'll need your signature on the signature pad located in front of you. You won't be able to see it, but I will. Did you sign her dismissal?
I just did. It should be coming through in a minute.
That might be it. Okay, Mr. Burbank, can I have your signature, please?
Okay. Okay, we're gonna call it, do the trial docket. Okay. Oh,
Now, Ms. Brown?
Yeah.
Mr. Burbank, I'm sorry. Ms. Brown, I'll go ahead and get your signature again. But in the meantime, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear that you've never before been given deferred adjudication or regular probation for a felony or misdemeanor in this or any other state? Okay, and you have no pending charges that you're aware of? Okay, Mr. Burbank, I forgot to hit save after y'all signed, so I need you to sign it.
You have something for her, Cash?
Yes, sir, I have
Okay, on our trial docket, our first two cases is gonna be Dwayne Kelly, he's in jail, it's 1 and 2. Mr. LeBlanc, you're up, your cases are 1 and 2 for trial. Dwayne Kelly, that's the guy that's in jail,
Yes, Judge.
all right.
I'm going to do so.
Yeah, 1 and 2, he has 2 cases. Yeah, so we're gonna be back, the jury is scheduled to get here at 1:30. So I guess you could be here for about 1:15.
Judge, and y'all know have him brought over here?
Yeah, we gotta have him brought over here.
I was gonna go out to see him, but I guess if you,
Yeah.
would he be brought over here like right at 1 or?
We're gonna have to get him here for 1.
We'll have him before then.
Yeah,
Talk to him.
For me to talk to him, that's what I mean.
yeah.
Who is it?
This is Dwayne Kelly. No, now we get, that's the first 2. Well, Mr. Langston is not here on that. Y'all hadn't made a decision on that Randall case. I guess the next ones will be up to Mr. Galmore. And I guess that's a plea. And Mr. Kimberly, you'll be 5, I guess. That's Nathaniel Trincy.
You want him back at 1:30?
Yeah,
And what about the other two? Sandoval and,
I don't, we got Galmore, James Hendricks before Trincy.
so I can release Sandoval. and-
Right, we're gonna release the rest of them.
Okay.
So the Kelly cases are 1
And 2, right.
and then Yolanda Randall is 3.
Well, we don't know yet. 4, 5, hold on, let me see, hold on, let me do this here. We got Mr. Matuska here, his case may be 5th.
We all get go.
Mr. Adams, what, have y'all decided on Yolanda Renee Randall?
Oh, my position is unchanged. I mean, as far as judicial expediency, Judge, if you look at your docket, I'm paying 3 cases off your docket today. And you know me, I'm the last person on trial.
Well,
But I'm at a significant disadvantage.
I understand. Well, we got 2 cases ahead, but I mean, have y'all talked to the district attorney's office?
Well, I've talked to Mr. Sherry, Your Honor.
Oh, I don't know have y'all decided what y'all gonna do with it?
Yes, first of all, we don't believe that there's a conflict for the DA's office with respect to this issue that Mr. Adams raised. And also we would oppose a continuance.
Okay, now the court's policy, vendor policy, we usually give at least 1 continuance. First continuance. Has this case been continued before? Has it been on the trial
I
docket?
know I haven't asked for one off the trial docket. I haven't seen
Right.
it.
I don't know, judges, this has been on the trial docket 3 times previous.
Yeah, I know, it's
I've never
because of
come Yeah,
COVID.
I never come in and say, give me a continuance. And in fairness to him, and he'll tell you the truth. When I got your text message saying your lady want trial, I'm good with that. I ain't got a problem. Hey, if she want trial, I give her what she wants. I'm the last person running from trial. You want trial, you can have it.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, when I communicated with you, I communicated with her. I did not know at that point that your office had her as a victim, and the main guy in this case is the accuser who y'all prosecuting in your court. I didn't know that information until Saturday. I just got it. And what she's telling me is that people from your office, I'm not saying you, have communicated with her, got information from her about that case, and she was concerned that you would use that information against her in this case, thus possibly creating a conflict. But now if y'all say y'all don't have a conflict, I don't have a problem with that, try the case. But as far as me today, I'm moving 3 cases today, but I'm not ready. I can't have a key witness. Now, if you want to give us a special setting to make him and his lady happy, and we say on that day is specially set, man, I'm cool with that. That way, you don't have to worry about nobody else but me, because I'm telling you now, let's go, let's crank it up. But for today's purpose, to me, Judge, I'm at a big disadvantage if you tell me to come back here at 1 o'clock, because if there's only 2 cases plea, Then I'm telling you now, I know I'm not.
Your Honor, if it's the court's policy to grant one continuance and he hasn't asked for one yet, then don't oppose this continuance.
And I would
Okay.
do a special setting, Judge, if you want to give him what he wants, I don't mind a special setting.
Yeah, and I can't agree to a special setting today because I haven't talked to my girl. to know
Right.
when she's available.
Oh, that's
Let's
fine. Well, give
reset
us
it
some
on the
time.
trial docket. Yolanda Randall,
And then Judge, on the other case,
hold on a
I'm
minute.
sorry.
Let her finish with, it's reset to June 6th for trial. Okay. Okay, that's gonna be a reset. Okay. Now we got James Hendricks, we got Trinzy.
I don't have those. You're talking about-
No. And then this next guy is Barber.
Correct. That's the guy who we talked to on the phone. He's still probably, you can see him right there.
Understand. Did
All right.
y'all,
His
the
yeah,
state relayed an offer? I think
Yes.
you was gonna talk to your client.
I did talk to him. That offer was a jail offer, Judge. With his financial situation, as he was saying, he's telling me there's nowhere in the world he can get up here today or tomorrow. If you give us one reset on that particular case, I asked Mr. Ham, would he consider, and I don't want to put him behind the 8 ball a day because he need time to look at his file. Will he consider a possible probation? And then when I come back, I would do that, the probation,
Well-
because Mr. Barr was telling me that. But the thing is
Well, I mean, he's on, but he was supposed to be here. I mean, Mr. Ham, what is your announcement?
Ready, Judge.
Yeah, well,
Well, I don't have a client.
you have a client. Your client is just, he's not here right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see he's
can't
on
get him
Zoom.
here. Yeah,
I understand, but this is gonna be the number 5 case.
okay, that's fine.
It's number 5, so
And the thing is, just like I say,
5, 6, and 7, I guess. I mean, he got 3 cases.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
because
Yeah.
the thing is that I got.
Because, let's see. Let me see. The number 1 and 2, we got that. And we got Boudreaux, okay. And then we got Mr. Hendricks is number 3. That's Mr. Galmore. And then number 4 is Mr. Trinzy. Okay. So let's see, Matuska. What's your Eric Segrist? Is Eric Segrist, Ms. Bailiff, would you get Eric Segrist?
He was here earlier, Judge.
Yeah, I know.
I need you. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Give me 2 for her.
Just let me know when you're ready and I'll.
No, I can do it right now.
Okay.
Show me.
So this case that is being pled today is an NCRP.
This is, okay, this is cause number 328430 and cause number 328940. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Eric Martin Segrist.
Yes.
Mr. Segrist, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking, Mr. Segrist. You're represented in both of your cases by Attorney Ryan Matuska. Attorney Matuska, how are you doing?
Good, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. Matuska, what is your announcement in Mr. Segrist's case?
All right, Judge.
State.
Ready, Judge.
Now, Mr. Matuska, Mr. Segrist's cases will be reset because there's 7 cases before him. So you can get your reset. And once you get your reset, Mr. Segrist, you'll be free to go. Okay. And Mr. Galmore,
Yes.
Russell Simmons is gonna be reset.
He'll get the
That's the one you announced early on. He would have been number 10. Okay. And Kimler on Sandoval and Leon. Those are gonna be reset. No, hold on, let me, Mr. Miss Jackson. All the cases starting at Seagrass on down, they're gonna be reset. And I think this one per, not with this one, not these two, but just to Leon, they're gonna be reset. Okay. Oh, we need to get Mr. Boudreaux.
July.
Mr. Boudreaux.
I think it's 5.
Mr. Boudreaux? Okay. Court is in session. Cause number 327696. Case of style of state of Texas versus Alfredo Reyes. Alfredo Reyes,
Yes, sir.
you didn't answer earlier state.
Judge,
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry. Let me pull this case.
Hold on a minute.
Mr. Boudreaux, what's your case number?
327696.
696, yes, sir. Judge, he's,
Oh, hold on a minute. I know you had announced it was gonna be a bench
Yes,
trial.
Your Honor. I remember.
Yeah, but he's not here.
Oh, he's not here.
No.
Oh.
We're gonna call again for him? We're gonna call again.
Yeah, you can call his name again. There's a warrant out.
Judge, when it's my turn to speak.
Okay, hold on a minute. Let's let her call his name first. He may have showed up. No answer. Okay,
He
Mr.
is
Boudreaux.
available by phone, but his truck broke down. He may be getting sick, and his wife is also sick. And since it's a bench trial, he's been standing by the phone since.
You
before
you gonna call him,
before
or
9
you need
o'clock.
us to call him?
Yes, sir.
Hold on. You want you to give the number to our Okay, this is cause number 326902. The case is style of State of Texas versus Richard Lee Thompson. Mr. Thompson, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Thompson had waived his right to have an attorney, and we do have a waiver on file. Mr. Thompson, I'm looking at a note here saying that you had signed up for the BIP contract.
Yes, sir.
Are you in the BIP classes?
My bid consisted of doing my 52 hour, the 90 hours or 52 hours online, and I completed that. And then I did forward that to my.
Did you have to give proof of your completion to someone?
I gave that to that probation lady. The lady is probation officer, Ms. Torres. I forwarded that to her in her email.
How long ago was that?
Oh, man, that's been 2 months ago, 3 months ago,
Okay,
something like that. There's one, I finished it up actually one day while I was waiting to get into court.
okay,
I also have turned in my 140 hours community service that I paid for that.
right.
I went down to the food bank.
Now, that was part of your
That was part of
BIP
my
program?
commissions. Yes, sir.
Anything else? That was it? Are you saying that you completed everything?
I've completed, to my knowledge, I have completed everything.
We just need to get in contact. Who do we get in contact with regarding this BIP completion? Is it somebody in y'all office?
Well, this says,
He's,
this says here, Ray, that he signed a BIP contract that was emailed to probation.
Okay.
And this gentleman's saying he's completed the terms of his contract, but we have nothing definitive in mind.
yeah, he said he sent the info to Ms. Torres in probation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. We might touch base with her and see what she did with it, because she's supposed to forward it on to our office too.
She didn't forward it on. Okay, I do have a copy of that on my telephone. My wife has the phone outside. I have a copy of my completion of that. And I also have a copy of my community community service, which I donated 140 to.
Give them then and let them.
Okay, so we just need to reset. We're gonna reset you just for 30 days. Apparently, the DA doesn't have the paperwork from them. Now, let me ask you this here, Mr. Thompson.
Yes, sir.
Do you live here in Jefferson County?
Yes, but my wife's dad is really, really ill, and for 2 months, I've been trying to
Okay,
get this.
now let me do this here. Let me make you aware of this if you was not aware.
Misty Torres has been making this really hard on me.
Mr. Adams.
Okay, but we need to get in, you need to get in contact with Ms. Torres.
Mr. Adams. Thanks.
Now, what I was gonna tell you is you can appear by Zoom if you have ability to appear by Zoom, or if not, you can appear by telephone. So if that, if you inconvenience with coming
Well,
to court.
It's not coming here. It's, her father lives in Utah, and he's in a nursing
Hold on a
home.
minute, hold on. Hey, y'all gonna have to be quiet. She's taking the record. Now, what were we saying?
Her father lives in Utah.
Okay,
And he's been in a nursing home. He almost died whenever he was over in Oregon. And they moved him over to Utah to a nursing home over there. And we've been trying to get all this together so we can get up north.
I understand.
And I was told to provide, I think it was Mr. Daniels, whoever, I have his phone number.
You talking about the DA's office? You talking about Daniel Boyd?
I believe that's his name. Yeah, he's not here.
Yeah, he's no longer here.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay, he's in another court.
oh, he's another, okay, anyway, so he told me if I had all this done, that I would be released.
Right,
I-
And
okay?
Your Honor, that's correct. We just need evidence that it's done from the
Right.
probation. That's all we're asking for. Just
Okay, so.
have the probation
Because she
office
wants me to
call us.
go back again tomorrow, and to be honest, the price.
what are you talking about?
I have to, I received a message on my phone yesterday from probation stating that I have an appointment tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And-
Perfect.
But I was told it was only on Wednesdays or Thursdays. Either Wednesday is a personal
Well-
appearance, Thursday is a phone
Well,
call.
if you got something from the probation office, you need to
Right, no, I'm
be in
gonna-
contact. So
yeah, I'm
apparently,
gonna get in contact, but the
well,
problem
what
is.
it suggests,
Let her finish before you start.
yeah, what is it?
I apologize. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah, just be
I
patient. Okay.
apologize, sir.
What it suggests to me is if she's setting you for appointment for tomorrow, that probably mean that you haven't completed it. Because if you would have completed it, she would not be setting you an appointment for tomorrow. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but.
So I think what you need to do is go to that appointment tomorrow, but in the meantime, we're gonna reset your case and have what's the name?
Ms. Torres,
Torres to contact, Mr. Ham,
okay.
all right?
And if it all checks out, you won't
Yeah,
have to come
'cause
back.
I know I turned everything into her.
Yeah, if it's all good, then you won't have to come back. We just gotta reset the case.
It's just there's a system and just has to go through the system.
Yeah, I'm just,
Right.
I'm having an issue with Cassidy's gauge, just like everybody else. I mean,
Yeah.
it cost me $20 to come to Beaumont and then go back and forth.
Okay, so that's why I was saying,
And I don't even know
you
if
can
I'm gonna-
appear by telephone,
Yes, sir.
or if you have a Zoom abilities, you can appear by Zoom, okay?
Okay.
So your case reset it for 30 days?
So I have a question. Provided she gets in contact with the DA's office, I shouldn't have to appear again, correct?
Just talk to the DA, stay in contact with her and the district attorney. They could answer your questions.
Okay.
All right,
All right. Thank you.
stand over there on the
If
far
the
edge.
probation office advises us,
Mhm.
you have completed everything that you were required to do,
Mhm.
then we can dismiss the case
Okay.
without you having a return.
Okay, we're just trying to get up north and it's getting really bad for her dad, so. we're-
Okay,
Understand? All right.
Sign for me, Ms. Fox, you can't see
what's that reset date?
it. May
May 9th. Mr. Paget shows up, Charles Smith. Call Charles Smith. And Michael Fiedler and Michael Fiedler.
I'm sorry, what?
Michael Fiedler and Charles Smith. This is cause number 322346. Case of style of state of Texas versus Michael Call Fiedler Jr. Mr. Fiedler, how are you doing?
Pretty good, are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Fiedler, you're represented by your attorney, Mr. Attorney Jansen Bailey. Have you been in contact with Mr. Bailey?
Not today, no.
Because apparently the court is trying to get in contact with him. We've been unable to contact him.
I can try to give him a call too.
Okay, you mind stepping outside to do that?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Charles Ray Smith. This is cause number 328834. Case is Tyler, State of Texas versus Charles Ray Smith. This was set to plea. Mr. Smith, how are you doing?
All right.
Mr. Smith, you represented in your case by attorney James Paget, is that correct? Have you talked to your attorney today?
I was supposed to come every morning. I've been here since 8:30.
Right, I hadn't. Had you seen your attorney today?
Okay, you're fine. I'll forgive you, get off that.
Okay, he's gonna get on Zoom.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay. Court is in session and calls number 328834, case is style of state of Texas versus Charles Ray Smith. We have Mr. Smith appearing in person. Mr. Smith, how are you doing? You doing all right? Mr. Smith, you're represented by your attorney, Mr. James Paget, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Paget, how are you doing?
Doing well, Your Honor.
Mr. Paget, what is your announcement in Mr. Smith's cases? He's on the pretrial conference docket.
Yes, Your Honor. I would ask that you would give us about a 5 to 10 minute recess. And if we could ask Mr. Smith to step outside and call me for a moment, I think we can clear up a few things and I'll be able to make my announcement.
Okay, Mr. Smith, you have his number? Okay, our court coordinator will give you his number. Just stand over there.
I've actually been trying to reach him, so there may be a problem with his phone or something as well. We haven't been able to speak.
You have a phone to contact him? You do? Okay. Okay, he says his phone is in the car. It's just gonna take a couple of minutes.
No problem. I
right.
appreciate that. I'll be waiting for his phone call, then we'll get right back on Zoom, Your
All
Honor.
right,
And we'll
that's
make
fine.
our announcement.
All right,
Thank you.
all right. Do this here. All right. Court is in session and calls number 321891. The case is style of state of Texas versus Jesus Jaramillo Jr. Mr. Jaramillo, is that your full name?
Yes, Your Honor.
How are you doing, Mr. Jaramillo?
Good, Your Honor.
That's good. Mr. Jaramillo, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Jaramillo, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Jaramillo, you may put your hand down. Mr. Jaramillo, you're here represented by your attorney, Langston Adams. Attorney Adams, how are you doing?
Doing well, I can't complain.
Mr. Jaramillo, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This document has been filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. This document alleges that on or about December 23rd of 2018, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed to Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Mr. Jaramillo, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Jaramillo, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
On page 2 of the same document, Mr. Jaramillo, there's a set of initials on a line next to a box that says check nolo contendere. Mr. Jaramillo, are these your initials?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
On page 3 of the same document, there is a signature above the line. Mr. Adam, dog.
What happened?
don't know if it's your signature or his.
But we got similar signatures.
Y'all could take a look at it. Is that your signature?
The one on top.
It's the same.
yes, yeah.
Judge, it's the
Which
exact
one?
same.
Okay, okay, I mean, I was confused. I mean, so the one up here is your signature?
The top is me.
Okay, that's what y'all got it reversed. Y'all gotta have to change it.
Oh,
The one at the top says defendant, not defendant's counsel.
You know, I might have thought that, but they look almost exact.
Yeah, I know, that's why I kept looking.
well,
Just a bunch of wavy lines.
you absolutely right. You absolutely right. Let me sign a little bit better. Where you can read me a lot better. And then you gotta do right here.
Yeah,
It deleted Mr. Ham.
oh, Ham gonna have to sign too? They accidentally deleted yours, Mr. Ham.
To be fair, mine's not exactly that much better than that.
Cool. We good.
Okay, now, Mr. Harris-Miller, I have before me, State's Exhibit number 1 on page 2 of this document. Page 3 of this document. There, set of initial, well, a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, that's
And on the next document, which is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, is that your signature?
yes.
And at the top of the same document, there are 2 boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that? The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Harris-Miller, I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Mr. Harris-Miller, do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Harris-Miller, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Harris-Miller, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Harris-Miller. Well, State, I have before me State's Exhibits number 1 and State's Exhibit number 2. State, you like to offer States 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No.
No objections. States 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Adams, you've advised and counsel Mr. Harris-Miller. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No.
Mr. Harris-Miller, your attorney, Mr. Adams, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Harris-Miller, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers are freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Judge.
And what is that agreement?
Your Honor, the agreement is for 180 days in jail, probated over a term of 18 months, an $800 fine, 80 hours of community service, EWI education classes, drug and alcohol assessments, and interlock device.
Okay, Mr. Harris-Miller, the state is offering. Should I put a 10 in complete? Okay, Mr. Harris-Miller, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you would not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail for this case because you'll be placed on probation for 18 months. During the 18-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $800 plus court costs. You also, now the fine and the court costs comes to a total of $1,157. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of, that's wrong. Oh, that's right. Probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. You'll be required to reimburse the court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. You will pay Jefferson County DWI education class an initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay while you are on probation each month, is $160. Mr. Harramiller, will you be able to pay the $160 each month?
Yes, Your Honor.
You'll also be required to perform 80 hours of community service, attend and complete a DWI education class, have a drug and alcohol assessment, install a DWI interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. You'll also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of probation. Mr. Harramiller, do you understand what you've been charged with? I mean, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir. I have a question, Your Honor.
Why don't you ask your attorney first?
He's saying he already had it.
Okay, he just have to keep it on during his term of his probation.
It's not really in the car, it's a portable one.
Now, you have to have an interlock on your vehicle.
Because of my situation right now, I have surgery in my foot and everything. I'm still trying to recover.
Oh, well, you need to talk to your probation officer about that.
Okay, so
All
I'll
right.
talk to them about the device.
Yeah, but the order is to have it on your vehicle. You can talk to your probation officer about that.
Okay.
All right. Now, Mr. Harramiller, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Harramiller, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Harramiller, you're going to stand on the X next to your attorney. You're going to follow the directions of our clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Mr. Roberts.
Okay, I know, but you can stand on the X and follow the directions. Timothy Ray Roberts. Come forward. Court is in session and calls number 328-030 and calls number 329-478. Both cases are style of state of Texas versus Timothy Ray Roberts. Mr. Roberts, is that your full name?
Yes, sir, it is.
Mr. Roberts, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Roberts, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Mr. Roberts, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Roberts?
Doing good, Your Honor. Thank you.
That's good. Mr. Roberts, you're here with your attorney, Langston Adams. Mr. Roberts, I have before me a document that has been filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. This document is titled Information. This information alleges I guess it's a two paragraph allegation. Okay. Information. Now, this document alleges in the first paragraph that on or about September 15 of 2020, that you committed the class B misdemeanor offense of possession of controlled substance, penalty group 2A. You understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
Paragraph 2 of this document also alleges that on about September 15th, you committed the same offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 2A. Now, Mr. Roberts, to this charge of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 2A, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
No contest.
Now, you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir, I am.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Roberts, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. It's also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir, I do.
On page 2 of the same document, Mr. Roberts, there are a set of initials on the line next to the box that's checked nolo contingere, which means no contest. Are these your initials on this? Did you place these initials on this document?
Yes, sir, I did.
On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir, it is.
And on the next document, which is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir, I do.
Is that your signature above the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir, it is.
At the top of this document, Mr. Roberts, there are 2 boxes that are checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Roberts, I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Mr. Roberts, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir, I do.
And is this your signature above the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir, it is.
Now, Mr. Roberts, before you signed and initialed these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did your attorney, Mr. Adams, go over these documents with you?
We did.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir, I did.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes,
to the
sir.
best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, well, Mr. Roberts, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir, I am.
State, I have before me State's Exhibits 1 and 2. State, you like to offer States 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections, Mr.
No objection.
Adams? No objection, State's Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Adams, you've advised and counseled Mr. Roberts, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
I don't see anything wrong with it.
Mr. Roberts, your attorney, Mr. Adams, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir, I am.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Roberts, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waiver were freely and voluntarily given. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Judge. We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
It is for 1 year of deferred probation in case number 328030 with a $200 fine and 24 hours of community service. And in addition, the state has agreed to dismiss case number 329478.
Mr. Roberts, the state is offering. Okay. Yeah, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year deferred adjudicated probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $200 plus court costs of $492, which comes to a total of $692 of fine and court costs. You'll also be required to pay a fee of $100 to the crime lab. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month, and a court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you would have to pay or you'll be required to pay each month while you're on deferred adjudicated probation, is $165. Mr. Roberts, will you be able to pay the $165 each month?
That's for a year, Your Honor?
Each month while you're on probation?
Can you do it now?
Could you pay $165 each month?
I would say no.
Hold on,
answer for
hold
him,
on. Well,
'cause he's
let him,
qualified.
well, he needs to answer for himself and then we can go from there.
Can you pay that kind of money? And
Okay.
just for the point me to represent you?
Okay, let me see his affidavit of indigence.
Printing out now.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Mr. Roberts, I have before me a document that is titled Affidavit of Indigence. Could you show this to your client? Mr. Adams?
Yeah, this is a document.
Mis- Mr. Roberts, do you recognize that document?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature on the second page, top left, where it says defendant's signature?
Yes, sir, it is.
Now, Mr. Roberts, is everything in that document still true and correct today?
No, sir, it's not.
It's not?
What's that?
Okay. Once you give him that, he can make the changes on there if he needs to make.
You didn't get no income, did you?
Well, I from this day, but I just started work 2 months ago.
Okay, so you need to put that information on there. Here you go.
Okay, so just right where you're working now on here.
Yeah, no, see where it says, yeah, where it says income, I think he had 0 or something. He needs to put, I think it's what he's bringing home per month on that line where it says,
See where it has monthly income and assets?
Right.
My take home pay, how much is your take home pay for the whole month?
For the month?
For the month.
and then if you have expenses and stuff, I don't know if that's changed or
That's
anything.
not gonna change.
Okay.
This is not gonna change, right?
No, the expenses not gonna change.
Okay, well, he needs to fill out,
So what, just, I'll do it for you. What's your total income real quick for the month?
1,400.
Okay, so 1,400.
Now, Mr. Roberts, you made a change on this affidavit of indigence, and you've initialed by the change that you made, indicating that this is your current take-home pay. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Roberts, the court is going to, based on the affidavit, the amended affidavit of indigence, the court is going to find that you still are indigent. And based on that finding, okay, so the fine and court costs of $692 is going to be converted to 55 hours of community service. And the probation fee is going to be reduced to the minimum of $25 each month. So let me explain the court's judgment. Well, now the state is offering that you pay a fine of $200 plus court costs of $492, which comes to a total of $692. That $692 is going to be converted to 55 hours of community service. You'll still be required to pay a fee to the $100 fee to the crime lab. Your probation fee is being reduced from $60 to $25 a month. You'll also be required to pay the urinalysis fee of $15 each month, and the court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. And that's going to reduce the amount of your monthly installments considerably. And the amount that you will be required to pay per month will be figured up by the probation office. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now you will, in addition to the 55 hours of community service, which was converted from fine and court costs, you'll be required to perform 24 hours of community service. You'll be required, and the state will be dismissing cause number 329478, and you'll be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of disprobation. Mr. Roberts, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir, I do.
Now, Mr. Roberts, the court is finding that you're indigent, and pursuant to Article 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, your fine and court costs is converted to 54 hours of community service, and your probation fee is being reduced to $25 per month.
Is it 54 hours or 55? You just said.
Oh, excuse me, 55 hours, 55 hours of community service. Thank you.
In addition to the 24, right?
In addition to the 24. And then your probation fee is reduced to $25 per month. Now, Mr. Roberts, do you understand the state's offer and the adjustments that the court has made pursuant to Article 42.15 Texas Code of Criminal Procedure?
Yes, sir, I have.
And do you think that it's fair and it's just?
Yes, sir, I do.
And do you accept it?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Mr. Roberts, the court will follow the plea bargaining agreement with the adjustments that has been made pursuant to Article 42.15 Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, because the court has found that you're indigent. Mr. Roberts, you're going to stand on the X next to the attorney. You're going to follow the directions of our clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.